Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is my first grandson. This is Lucas. I've already made a space for him on the bench, and he'll be building with me when he can, won't you, sunshine? He's a placid little lad. He really is, isn't he? He's just a week old, so that's why I haven't been doing much recently, because this little bundle, haven't we? May as well start him when they're young. We'll get him used to the cave, can't we? Lucas, are you going to open your eyes and say hello? We're just going to go bobbies. Go bobbies. Hey, good boy. Hey, you like coming in Grandad's cave, don't you? Hey. Yeah, so this is why I've disappeared for a few weeks. One thing with one thing and another, and we've had visits and visits and visits every day. So, but today is a quieter day, so I thought it'd be ideal for him today to come and say hello. So, you want to go back to your dad, or you're quite comfortable sitting there, aren't you? But I can't show everybody what I've been building, can I? Hey? What do you think? Hey? Oh, what a... Oh, dearie me. Hey? That's a good boy, aren't you? Hey? Lucas James, that's what he's called, aren't you? Lucas James. Oh, good boy. He was £7.15 when he was born, and he's well over 8 now. Instead of losing weight, he's put a bit of weight on. He drinks like a fish. Oh, you young man. You drink like a fish. And his mum's doing well, and his dad's doing well. They've taken it to like a duck to water. They really have. You wouldn't have thought it was their first grandchild. They're just straight into it, aren't they? Nappy's no problem at all. Everything else, perfect. He's such a lovely little lad. Aren't you? Eh? Oh, there's a good stretch. There's a good boy. Eh? Do you want to go back to your dad now so I can show him what we've been doing? Eh? Shall we? Yeah? I'm going to see what you've been doing. Oh, that's a good lad, aren't you? So, we'll say goodbye to Lucas. Yeah? Oh, dear me, Lucas. What's that about? Eh? Oh, that's a good stretch. Isn't it? Oh, that's a good stretch. I think he wants to go and see... Mummy, is it feed time for Mummy? Or is it just a... Oh, good stretch. Eh? He's gone back to sleep. Right, I'll go and give me back to his mum and dad, and I'll carry on what we're doing. So, back in a second. Right, we're back again. He's safely with his mum and dad now. So we'll go through everything that I've been doing. I've got an odd hour here, odd hour there. Just haven't had time to do a lot. But what I've done is I'm quite happy with. So we'll start from where we left off, basically from last time, is the rail carriage. So I've actually weathered the rail carriage, so the flatbed, that's all weathered. Crap on that, that needs on there. This is just bits of wood, the wood that's already on there. Let me just drop this camera down. Oh, hell. There we go. There we go. That's better. As you can see, it's this knee. I'm going to add splatters, a few like oil splatters and grease marks on top of the flatbed. Let me just take these off, and I'll show you a bit of the weathering that we've done on the actual sides of the flatbed, because I think last time it just had the decals on, if I remember rightly. Let me just take a bit of, put that bit of PE there so I knew where I wanted it, just safety. Oh, where's it gone? Right, so I'll leave it there till after. Right, so I can lift it up because it's all dry now. So what we've done with the flatbed is it's weathered. Wheels underneath are weathered as well. Like I say, the decals were superb. A nice simple build, not too difficult indeed at all. Not quite finished. I've got to do a bit of like oil onto the grease onto the buffers. But, yeah. And again, the other side. Which side did I show you? Can't remember which side I showed you. Anyhow, we'll do this way. Oh, that's done as well, so yeah, they're ready. The oil marks and grease and on the bogies themselves. Yeah, quite happy with that. As you can see, I've got sculptor mould onto the thing now, and I've added some ballast, which is all stuck down with PVA glue and water. I need to just go over it again, and it's getting there. Obviously, I've got to cut a piece out here for the telegraph pole or wire, whatever you want to call it, and this is going to be bits of green and, you know, shrubbery and things like that along the sides of it as well. So we'll just pop this back onto here for now and go back on. There we go. I'll just pop that back out of the way. So that's that. Let's pop these back. So we know where we are. Right, we'll do the we'll start with this little bit first, I think. So what I've done here is, on the picture that I'm loosely working to, you know, there's a spare few track links on the, just thrown along the back over the engine deck. So I've done those. They're okay, they come out quite nicely. It's just what was left from the tracks. They're all the plastic tracks, the workable plastic tracks. So a bit of dust and muck and a bit of rust underneath there. Life colour paints for the actual rust and dust, and then we got what was it I used? Was it trench earth or something like that? I can't remember. I've got it in me thing. So yeah, they come out quite well. So that's to go on the back of the vehicle itself, on the engine deck. This is for the internal stuff. I haven't done a great deal of internal stuff because I'm only going to have two hatches open. The back door and a part of the upper casemate. So this goes inside. I'll show you where it goes when we get to that back part of the build. It's just roughly weathered. As you can see, there's no, you know, because you're only going to see at the front part of it when it's in there. So, and I'm debating, should I put a shell on there or should I not? I shall see. So yeah, there's that part. I've primed all the, these are the photo etch side skirts. So these have all been primed, ready for their base coat. They're nice and easy to put together, easy to damage, because I'll say with the photograph that I've got, there's a few of them that are damaged and crumpled, so I shall try and replicate that before I put them onto the vehicle. So yeah, that's that. So there's all those. This is internal again. I may as well add it even though you're not going to see it. This is just the handle of the MG34. Needs wet, obviously it's just primed, so it needs painting and adding to the internal. Again, so I'll use that. I'm using photo etch engine covers as well, because I can damage them. There's only actually one going to go onto this vehicle, the other one is missing and the other one is slightly damaged, so yeah, on those. Nice and easy to go. Added the bolts, instead of putting the PE on, I just added some bolts, the main bolts that I've got, so I just added those to it. So hopefully we can get those looking nice. What else? Oh yeah. The pistol ports, I'm just going to add one that's actually, you know, into position onto the actual casemate, and this one I'm going to have it dangling out. So, and Paul kindly sent me some nice pictures so I can work from with the chain, and you know, so I've added, actually you can see I've added a bit of cast textures to the end, because I presume there will be cast. I wouldn't have thought there'd be anything else. So let's add a little bit of cast texture as well to the external. So that's alright. Then we've seen all the barrels and they're nowhere near finished. I did the exhausts. No, we'll do the bucket on the film, on the photograph. It's a black and white photograph, and the it looks like it's a white bucket. So I've done the bucket as well, so weathered that up as well, a bit battered and things. So there we go, a bit more. So that's going to go hanging on the back as well. And then finally on this side we have the exhausts. And I've done both exhausts. Again, using the life colour paint and the actual Dunkelgelb along the top there, just, and at the very bottom, you know, is where it's, there's not much heat in it and dissipated and burnt the paint off. So obviously got the black pigment in there as well. That come out quite well. I'm quite pleased with those. So that's one of them, and the other one obviously is just the same. Slight, obviously, you know, there's a slight difference, not a great deal, but there's a bit of difference. Sorry. Again, we have those. I'll need a bit of I think I'll give them a bit of a dull coat, I think. Well, when they're on the Sturmtiger itself. And the other one is just a jack and the crane that's made up and primed. That's the crane. There's no cable or anything on there yet, so they're all done. And the jack's made up as well. Right, so I'll just pop those back. Obviously you've seen, have I showed you the tracks? No, I haven't showed you the tracks, have I? The tracks are made up, nice and easy to do. You know, put the pins in, nice and pliable, nicely detailed. So obviously they've got to be painted and weathered. Obviously not going to be heavily muddy because it's on the vehicle. It's going to be more dust and muck than mud on these. So a nice track to put together and give you a nice jig. You can connect about 4 jigs together, I think, and make quite a long section. So they're simple enough to do. So I'll just put that there. Put that back on there. I don't think you've done any more of the I haven't done anything on the figures since. This is part of the internal stuff again, where the shells sit on. I've got to add these yet. They're all, and this part here is what I cut off the flatbed, because it gives you 2 options. I preferred the other one, so I cut this off. So, and I've got the chocks underneath there as well, so I may use some of them, I may not. I'll see. I'll see. So yeah, that's those. Right, I haven't done anything to the telegraph pole apart from prime it, which I think you saw last time. We've got the few bits and pieces down here which are just sort of the C hook and things like that, and there's a, I don't know what they are, and the S hook as well. But some of these are actually on the vehicle, so I'll be adding maybe to the shackle or something like that near the end, we shall see. But there's a few bits and pieces on the side of a tank that I can't quite make out what they are from the picture that I've got, so I did them anyhow just in case. I just got them on the engine deck and things like that. Those. Right, let's just pop that down there. I've cleaned up a lot of parts ready to go onto this Sturmtiger as we're going along. This is all the PE. I've got the you see there's all this stuff in here apart from obviously the engine cover, exhaust covers. There's just a few little bits and pieces in here. There's all the PE handles for the tools and things, all that are done in there as well, other bits and bobs. They're all prepared, and I've got the tools, a couple of bits and pieces again in there. They're just about finished. There. Very straightforward, nothing. I may just add a little bit more of a little oil wash on those. I'll see. They'll look okay, but I'll just, you know, I'll see when I'm on when they're actually on the vehicle if I still like them. Right, so let's get back onto the main. Oh, so we've got the shells, haven't we, as well? I'm not going to put all the shells on because obviously it's a captured vehicle and presumably the armour will have been taken, most of it. But this is, it's got no decals on yet. It's just been cut, sprayed, and then I got a gloss finish on it as well, just for the decals. So yeah, I've got on there. Probably put about, I might just put 7 shells or something like that. I'm unsure here. But yeah, they come out nice and easy to make. So gotta do those. So I'll cut them out of the way. They're done in, let's have a think, dark green REF XF81. There you are, in the shells. So let's get back to the some more bits here. Sorry, I haven't showed you ever. These are piece front fenders. I've got a bit of, because I'm doing mine with Zimmerit, so there's a little bit of Zimmerit on those, which is from the epoxy putty and I think it's the Meng or trumpeter tools I think they are. So that's got to be added near once we get things going. So nice and easy to do. So I shall pop those up on top of there again. Move that out of the way first. Yeah, so I've been coming in just doing bits and pieces and then coming back in again when I get chance, and today's actually probably the longest day I've had to spend in here, so that's why I thought I'd get the video done and show a bit of the update. Right, so the main thing is we've got the Sturmtiger itself. It's coming along nicely. Well, obviously it's just dry fitted. This is, you know, as you've seen from last time, I did a using the Tamiya putty stuff with a bit of glue and stippled it and got a cast texture, which I thought come out really quite well. I think if you look closely at it, got a nice cast texture on the upper casemate there and on the front, and on the other side. That's it, so we've done that. It's not bad, it's come out quite well. I'm quite pleased with the rolled steel texture on that. And that's just sprayed Mr. Surface and Mahogany. Is it 1000 or 1500? I can't remember, so I've done like that. It's a nice build. So it's a nice build. Obviously it's only the partial interior. As I know there's a few people who's building the full interior. I think Rob's building the full interior, Mr. Rims Models. So yeah, and as you can see, I've added Zimmerit as well, damaged Zimmerit on the sides. Using the epoxy putty again. It's the first time I've used the epoxy putty, so it's come out quite well. Obviously got damage on the sides. We have on the rear, this side here is going to be shell damage because it's been knocked out of the engine. Obviously it's been fired into the engine and it's knocked it out. So, and also there's one fine grill missing on that vehicle as well, so I've taken that off as well. But as we go through, you'll see if you can see the method in my madness in a moment, but I just fancied doing it. So there's those, and yeah, that's it. So we'll gradually take this apart now, and we'll go through individual pieces, because you see it's all just dry fitted. Even the roof is dry fitted. I'll keep it on with my finger. So that's just one of the hatches, and that's what I've done inside it. You know, give it a bit of, I know you're not going to see, but it's all weathered inside and scratched and whatever. So it's come out quite nice. Got a couple of shells to go in there. So you've got the MG34 to go into there, that part there, with a machine gun, and yeah, it's come out quite well. I'm using the creme whites from, is it AK? No, MIG, from this set here, which is the interior colours, which I used, yeah. MIG 017 creme vice interior, so I used that. I noticed on some builds the interior isn't oxide red, it's a different colour, but for what I'm doing you're not going to really see it, so there was no point in doing anything else. I just sprayed oxide primer. Yeah, so there's that bit there, so we'll just pop that and that over there for now, and keep that down on top of that. Again, I've just weathered it really inside there. I haven't done any detailing onto the radio because you're not going to see it. In here, this is where that this part will settle into that. So I may just have a shell on there as well. Once it settles, once I get it in properly. Actually I could put it in now, couldn't I really? I'll leave it out until after. I'll leave it in. Yeah, so yeah, again it's just roughly weathered, and they say I've got those other parts to add on to here. There's 4 connecting points on there to add to those for the shells. Right, on the rear, as you can see, I've got all this is only dry fitted again. This side is that side dry fitted as well? Yeah. So let me just take this off for now. See, on that, there's just a red oxide primer underneath there, but I thought we'd been damaged on this side and you can't see the fine PE grill. I thought to myself, I wonder if you could see through it, and I could have started the fans and things like that. So I thought, may as well give a go through me, ratchet through me bits and bobs. And I had an old Tiger kit from the, you know, the one I built years ago, interior one from Trumpeter. Hobby Boss, I can't remember which one it is now. I think it's Trumpeter. So I just used the parts out of those, so I'll take this off again now. Come on. Again, there was no fit issues, you know, just a couple of little bits and tweaks and things like that they had to do, but nothing that I couldn't unsay. You see, I just added. I just added that in the back of it on that side, just in case you can see through the grill. So this is an old fuel tank, the radiator and the fans from an old kit that I had. They're from a Tiger kit, so presumably the same for the Sturmtiger. Shouldn't think there'd be any difference in there. So I was just talking if you could see through that grill. I just thought, well, yeah, we'll give it a bash. But as you can see, you can't really see through it unless you've got a light shining right down into it. But I thought, well, why not do it? So I did. Yeah, so next for me now is to glue all these down. I'm not going to glue the casemate down at all yet, because wrong way around. I need to go back in and put the clear parts in, for the periscopes and one thing and another. So, which I've roughly done on here. These all need sorting out. Yeah, just there's all these bits and pieces in. That's the armoured. Again, the armoured lacquer from Alclad, armoured glass. It's nice and easy to use. And again, we just added all the lights, you know, base for the lights and things like that on there. And I think that's about it where we are at the moment. I'm just going along bit by bit. I know Paul is making great progress on his as well. He's been doing his HMS Nelson as well, waiting for me, because I've not been to the bench much. But Paul's been away on holiday, so we're about at the right similar sort of place with the Sturmtiger now, which is nice. So we can start moving forward. But I say I'm quite pleased with the Zimmer. It's come out quite well, and I've gone back in and drilled out all the holes again for the side skirts, even though some of them are going to be missing. I've just drilled those out again. I've got wire for a little bit of wire for the headlight. That's just going to drop down under the front mudguard. It just drops down underneath it. Yes, I'm quite pleased with that. It was nice to do. And I say I've done the rear, but this part here is going to have 3 holes. 1, 2, 3, but one's gone inside the other. So I'm going to drill those out and damage that little bit of Zimmerit as well. So that's where the tank had been knocked out, one would presume, with the 3 shells into the rear of the vehicle, which was obviously weakest point. Yeah. And then we can start getting the same colour on the here as we got on the casemate. So once I've done that damage and wanting other bits and pieces onto it, and then we can get that sprayed. Yes, I'm quite happy with this. Lovely little kit. Really is a nice kit to build. You know, really is. It's a typical Ryefield. Now a lot of people have complained about the misaligned sprue, not on this kit. Not on this kit at all, so maybe they've fixed this issue, and I've been lucky and got one of the ones that has no misalignment. So I fancy getting the full interior version and giving that a go in the future. Yeah, so that's where we are. So you know, it is moving along, getting there bit by bit. So, and I say the fit is really nice. It really is a nice fit. The casemate and the engine deck. Are we in there yet? There we go. Yeah, so that's where we are. I'll pop that over there. Yep, that's what we've done. So I'll carry on working. I'll say once I've got all the parts out here and we've got it primed, the whole thing primed, and I'll come back on that, and then we'll see where we are from then. I may have the base colour on, we shall see, and same with the side skirts to be damaged. They'll probably be added by then, and probably start weathering the started painting the tracks as well. So we're moving along nicely, and quite pleased with how the railway carriage came out, the flatbed, sorry, came out on the weathering side of it. So it looks quite nice. Quite pleased with that. And say this is going to be not heavily chipped, it's going to be damaged enough obviously with all the Zimmerit missing, because it's been in action, and I've probably done more damage than you can actually see on the vehicle, but one side you can't quite see what's been damaged, on the other side you can hardly see the Zimmerit, if you know what I mean, because we've been black and white picture, it's a bit faded, but you know, I've got it loosely to where it should be at anyhow. So I want to thank you very much for subscribing, and to all my old and new subscribers, thank you very much. Much appreciated, it really is. So now that things are settling down in our household, I shall be able to get back to the bench a bit more regularly again as we were. May have Lucas in with me, sitting on his little bouncy chair behind me when I'm waddling, when his mum's out or his dad's out, so just me in the house. So quite content. I'll make a little bit of space for him, and he'll have his own bit of space on the bench eventually, so, which I'm looking forward to, I must admit. So this is Greg signing off, and we shall see you very, very soon with another update on the appreciation bill for my good friend Steve, Mr. Mottram. I may as well tell you, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. He's home, and he's doing a lot better than what he did. So, which is good news, and now I say I want to go down and see him eventually. Yeah, so I can have a chat with him that way as well. So I'll keep you informed about Steve. He's gradually getting, he's not well obviously, but he's getting a bit better than what he was doing anyhow. So he's been texting the odd occasion, you know, saying how we're all doing and things like that, and as typical Steve, he's always asking about other people, not himself. But yeah, so I'm waffling now. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon with another update on the buddy build and appreciation bill for Mr. Mottram. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you soon.